28 points a game. And there's the lineup. And Doug, interesting matchups here in this game.
Well, I think
Morning, jump it, Charlotte ball. Muggsy Bogues without a backup tonight. Michael Adams is out with a strained calf. Morning, Barkley with the rebound.
Now remember, Danny Shea's not a shot blocker, but look for him to try to draw a lot of offensive fouls. He frustrates big men when they try to lower their shoulders. So let's see if he can do that with Zoe tonight.
Marley looking to get it inside. They're trying to post Kevin Johnson against Bogues. That's tougher done than said. Shea's from 18 misses. Morning with a rebound. Both Morning and Barkley leading their teams in rebounds with over 10 apiece per game. Burrell with the drive, the offensive board, the pass. Larry Johnson has it blocked by Shea's. Timeout, Phoenix. Kevin Johnson got the 22nd call. Strained groin. It really brought this team down when he got injured again after missing 33.
Well, you know, he's their outside attack, and Charles Barkley's their inside attack, and as well as Elliott Perry has played, they still need KJ on the floor, and you'll see a lot of those guys together.
Wesley Person missing from long range. He's the rookie from Auburn. Muggsy Bogues pull up over Kevin Johnson. Barkley inside of Larry Johnson for the rebound.
Well, you can tell it's a big game. Both teams a little tight in their shooting.
Charlotte 0 for 4 to start, make it 0 for 5. Phoenix now missing, and here comes Charlotte trying to break the 0 for 4 streak. Percy Hawkins to Larry Johnson, posted against Barkley. Marquee matchup down there.
See, the three-point shooting of Charlotte will really come into play when guys sink and they move the ball around the perimeter.
4 to shoot. 2, Larry Johnson. Charlotte's 0 for 5. Marley rebounding.
Very indecisive set that time by Charlotte. Larry Johnson held it a little bit too long, and then when he got it back, he had to take the quick fade away.
Kevin Johnson, the drive, the dish to Shea's. And for two high-scoring teams, it's only 2-0 after 2 minutes have been played. Muggsy Bogues ties it at 2.
Everybody talks about amazing players in the NBA, and they forget about Muggsy Bogues. This guy is a phenomenon in this game. He averages over 9 assists and less than 2 turnovers. He's a sensational basketball player.
Pick and roll. Shea's inside. Missed the layup. He was intimidated by Morning standing behind him. Tied at 2. Burrell.
That's a big shot. He has really struggled, Bobby. He got off to such a great start. The new three-point line has been so good to him. He's over 40%. Last year only took 6. This year he's taken over 200 threes. That'll maybe provide some energy for this team.
Burrell was only 1 for 8 the other night. He was in our all-star three-point shootout, though. He's an excellent long-distance shooter.
He got 3rd in that competition.
5 to shoot. Kevin Johnson's open. Rebound, Hersey Hawkins. Bogues pushing, lobbing, Morning. Missed the layup. Shea's rebounding. Wesley Person off the break on the right wing gets the lay-in.
They like to see him get going early, Bob, too. He's one of these younger players, and what younger players have a tendency to do is when they shoot well, play better, and when they're not shooting well, they get lost out there. They drift a little bit.
Morning. Hawkins, air ball. Kevin Johnson, he was out with a knee, then with a strained groin. Also had quadricep problems this year. Barkley tossing up his usual first-quarter three-point attempt, missing, and intercepting the intended pass for Larry Johnson. First turnover of the ball game. Marley left alone underneath, and he draws the foul. Scott Burrell with his first personal. Dan Marley sometimes starts at forward, sometimes AC Green starts at forward, depends on whether they want to go big or small, and Paul Westphal has chosen to start small against a relatively small Charlotte team.
Yes, he went small tonight, and had he gone big, had he gone with AC Green, Alan Bristow told us he would have started Joe Wolf instead of Scott Burrell tonight. So both these coaches were contemplating some changes. They stayed with their original teams, and they both decided to go small. Neither one of these teams are good rebounding teams. That would be their Achilles heels right now in the playoffs, is the fact that both teams get hammered on the boards. Charlotte gives up a lot of offensive rebounds.
Hornets 5-4, 8 minutes to go first quarter. Bogues missing. Barkley rebounding. He has 4 early. Tried to hit Kevin Johnson. Bad pass. Bogues. Larry Johnson. He's fouled. Wesley Person got it.
This game absolutely has no rhythm to it right now. We've had turnovers. We've had missed shots. And you can see that Phoenix is adjusting once again to Kevin Johnson being back in the lineup. And Charlotte has been knocked on their heels here a little bit the last couple ball games. And I think they're sort of a little questioning right now who they are at this particular time.
Larry Johnson, a 77% free throw shooter. You see neither team scoring well early. Remember, Phoenix, the leading scoring team in the NBA at 111.3 per game.
See, Charlotte's a great shooting team. They're #1 in free throws, and here's a long pass. And
Barkley to Marley, touchdown.
Now, see, Barkley had just thrown one away, and he's a guy that'll take chances. He throws one a touchdown pass this time, and Hersey Hawkins just got caught with his back to the basket.
Hornets by 1. Marley with the steal. Out to Barkley, look out. Blocked by Larry Johnson. That brought him to their feet at the Hornet. And the hive here in Charlotte. Johnson answers quickly. Morning.
Those are the energy plays that will get this team going. That's what they need. Larry Johnson has blocked only 23 shots all season long, but that's the kind of play that this team needs.
Marley doing one of the things he does best, and that's penetrating, but he misses the left-handed layup attempt. Hornets by 3. Chance to build on the lead. Kevin Johnson, great athlete that he is. Looks like his groin's okay. But he misses Person on the pass. Instead, he threw the ball to the Phoenix bench, and we have a timeout on the floor. Charlotte only 3 for 10. Phoenix with 2 turnovers. Charlotte with 3 already.
There's already been 17 rebounds in this game. That tells you a little bit about the shooting.
It's going to distort their stats, huh? Hawkins.
Little mismatch here with Wesley Person playing him.
Bogues sees the lane open. And then he saw Danny Shays.
Clock winding down once again.
2 seconds to shoot. Larry Johnson with a turnaround baseline jumper that will fall, and Larry has 4 points. And a 5-point Hornets lead. Barkley's turnaround jumper will go down.
Bob, that was the most assertive play that Charles has made. He got it quickly, he went with it, he had the nice fadeaway jump shot, and he buried it. He's been holding on to the ball a little bit here in this first quarter.
Larry Johnson using his strength to get inside. Back Charles Barkley right off the block.
No shot blocking at all by Phoenix. Their leading shot blocker was Danny Manning, a little over 1. He's out. Now Charles Barkley's the leading shot blocker. He's only blocked 33 shots on the season.
Shays from 19 feet, the assist to Kevin Johnson. 13-10 Charlotte.
One of the things that Phoenix big men can do, they can shoot the ball. Joe Klein also has that same kind of range.
Larry Johnson, they're going to keep going to that well. This time he spots Hawkins. Misses from long range. Bogues with a long rebound. Larry Johnson for 3. That's about, what, 1.5 maybe. Kevin Johnson.
I would not give either team an A for shot selection, except that. I like that shot selection.
How about pass selection?
That was better, but both these teams right now, I think, settling for the easy shot. They're really not working to execute the plays and get the shots that they want to get. They're allowing the defense to force them to take tough shots.
Kevin Johnson, 3 assists already. 1 point Hornets lead. Quick move inside. Wave off the basket, though. Lonzo Mourning spins in, and Danny Shays had to foul.
I've always loved Alonzo Mourning's game. He's got power, he's got strength, he's got quickness, and he's a fierce player. That time he got the foul, and what he's going to have to do is use his quickness against Danny Shays. Danny Shays will leave the ball game right now. AC Green comes in, so they go smaller. Elliott Perry comes into the game.
Remember Kevin Johnson coming off the strained groin. He missed a couple of games. They want to take care of him early on. The drive is missed by Hersey Hawkins. Here's Elliott Perry, used to play for Charlotte.
He's had a sensational season. I think he really helped this team with all the injuries have the kind of record. You know, Bob, they have a better record this time this year than they did last year, even with all the injuries. Wesley Person misses the 3. Bugs has Muggsy Bogues has him running. Burrell has hit 2 3-pointers in this game. He has been in a big shooting slump and is out of it early. That's why I talked about him in the opening. I just think that they need him. He will energize this team. He'll give them that athletic small forward that they need out there to match up against the guys in the East that they're going to be facing in the playoffs. Barkley over Larry Johnson doesn't go. Here comes Bogues. Larry Johnson gets the pass. Tip in doesn't go. Mourning.
funnels it back in the board. Morning has 4 points. Hornets back to a 6-point lead.
I like that.
That's
move.
goaltending.
I like that by Wesley Person. People get up on him. They're playing him for the three-point shot. A long stride. He goes to the left. He finishes. And although the shot is goaltended, I like this assertiveness on the young guy. That way they're going to have to respect his drive. It'll free up his outside shooting a little bit more.
Hornets by 4.
See, he right now he's feeling it.
Burrell misses this one. He's 2 for 4.
That was a confident shot, though.
Johnson sticks it back in there, and LJ has 8 early. Larry Johnson had a bad game last time Charlotte played.
He's playing against Charles Barkley now, so he's excited. This is a game, he only sees Charles twice a year.
Hawkins with the steal, then the turnover, the unforced error. Perry to Marley. 3 minutes to go, first quarter. Low scoring for these teams.
AC Green's got a mismatch. He's got Scotty Burrell on him that can go inside the post, but there's Person once again on the drive.
And count it. And he'll go to the free throw line for a 3-point opportunity. 6 points for Wesley Person. His substitutions, Del Curry and Joe Wolf in the game for the Charlotte Hornets.
Well, Del Curry, again, in the running for the 6th Man of the Year award. This guy has been instant offense off the bench in his years here in Charlotte, and he's playing very, very well once again this season. If he hits that first one, look out.
A near steal for Elliott Perry. He's been among the league leaders in steals all year. Not this time, though. 11 on the shot clock. 7 seconds. You see it down in the lower left. Burrell, his 5th 3-point attempt, and he's hit 3. 9 points for Burrell, all from beyond the arc.
Amazing what happens when you hit that first shot. It's like a load is lifted off your back, and pretty soon every shot you take is confident. Even the ones you miss look good.
Pick and roll with AC Green. With his experience, he pulled up to avoid the defense and rolls it in. 23-19 Hornets.
See, I think you got to go inside the morning against AC Green. Either get the double teams or free up a 3-point shot for Burrell or Curry, and get the ball inside to your big man. He'll create offense for you.
There it is in the morning. 8 on the shot clock. Double team. Open man. Bogues. Probably wishes he had taken it. Throws it out of bounds, intended for Joe Wolf.
See, they're going to give Muggsy that shot. They're going to bank on. They're going to get to Curry on the rotation. They're not going to leave Burrell, and they're going to force Muggsy to hit that outside shot. Now, he's missed a couple to start the ball game.
So he didn't want to take that one.
So he didn't want to take that one, and you end up having with a turnover. You got to take the shot.
AC Green on the pick and roll. That's 2 pick and rolls in a row that AC Green has been relatively open inside, and he has back-to-back baskets. Hornets lead cut to 2.
Now again, let's see with Muggsy Bogues. If they rotate, they're going to go right to Burrell. They'll get to Curry, and they're not going to worry. They'll play way off Muggsy Bogues.
Perry is all over Curry. They just keep giving it back to him until he got his shot. Rebound, Barkley. He has 5 early in this game.
Phoenix game plan is very good right now, and they're executing it very well defensively when they go inside.
Person on the drive, hands it off to Green. Green is 3 out of 3 on 3 near layups, and it's tied at 23. The Suns on a 6-0 run inside a minute in the first quarter.
Bob, how about the fact that Wesley Persons put the ball on the floor in this first quarter and taken it twice and got scores? This time he creates a layup for AC Green.
I hadn't seen him do that very much all year long until tonight.
There's the inside out, and Del Curry misses the 3, but that's a good inside out move.
Chance for the Suns to take the lead here after really stuttering off the block. Barkley, count it, 3-pointer for Charles. 26-23 Phoenix.
Now, why did he shoot that? He wanted to get 2 for 1. There's a 10-second differential, so the Suns will get the last 2 shots of the 2-1 in the last quarter, in the first quarter. Excuse me.
Phoenix on a 9-0 run. Charles trying to tie his shoestrings, a defensive lapse. Charles tries to get a 3-pointer in the first quarter of every game.
And he does, and he comes down and he says, okay, look, I'm going to take this shot, and when I shoot this, there's going to be 34 seconds on the game clock. That's going to give us 10 more seconds once we get the ball back, and we're going to get a 2 for 1, and that's exactly what we want to do at the end of the quarter. Clock
Richard
management.
Dumas back in, and Richard Dumas, of course, who had been suspended for violating the NBA drug policy, is back in, and we understand from Paul Westphal that he can't give him a lot of minutes early.
He thought 3 to 4 minutes a half, but you know what? Knowing Westy, he might play him 12 minutes a half tonight. You just, based upon how Richard Dumas plays when he gets out there, we know the young man can score. I think the big thing, like you said, is his conditioning and if he's in sync with what they want to get done.
25 seconds to go in the first quarter. 2-point lead for the Phoenix Suns. Bogues, who's nearly a 90% free throw shooter, just got 1 out of 2 that time. 1 second difference in the shot and game clock, as you see it on the bottom of your screen.
How would you like Muggsy Bogues up underneath you like that? Just pestering you the whole night. You'd want to slap him to get you away.
Marley misses from long range. Out of bounds with less than a second to go in the quarter. You know, Hornets, good nickname for Muggsy Bogues because it must be very much like a Hornet.
I guess.
It's fun to watch him when bigger guards, and they're all bigger, post him. He gets under their knees down there, and they have a difficult time posting him up.
Well, you can't move, and the ball is loose, and he seems to get to every loose ball.
That's about a 60-footer that goes about 56 feet in the air. And the Suns escape the first quarter with a lead of 26-24. They close the quarter.
Bench.
Suns by 2. Opening moments, second quarter. See the field goal percentage. Suns started out only 3 of 11, then hit 9 of 12 to increase that to 52%. Barkley left open.
Nice little back pick that time. Charles stepped up. Back pick for Dumas. He went over the top. They helped, and they threw right inside to Charles for the easy layup. That's a well-executed play.
I told you Michael Adams is out with a strained calf, so Wingate is having to relieve Muggsy Bogues at the point guard position tonight. That'll be a problem. Larry Johnson missing it 3-on-1. Barkley throws it down.
Look at
Almost
that shot
pulled
clock.
down the shot clock.
Wow.
Good call, Doug. 6-point Suns lead.
See, if I'm Elliot Perry right now, I get up all over Wingate, and I try to disrupt them and force Alan Bristow to bring in Muggsy Bogues, keep him as tired as possible, get up on him and disrupt the offense.
5 to shoot. We had a whistle away from the ball. It's on AC Green.
Watch the power of Charles Barkley. Listen to it and watch the shot clock vibrate. I thought it was going to come down. Put your hand up there and stop that.
Almost broke our tape recorder. Wingate. Wolf. There's David Wingate, of course, out of Georgetown. He's more of a 2-guard, having to fill in at the point for Muggsy Bogues. That time a nice dish. It's a 4-point Suns lead. Got a foul here on Joe Wolf. Wolf has been attacked since he's entered the game.
Well, you know, Joe Wolf gives them nice spot minutes off the bench, and he's been a nice player for them. You know, we ought to talk a little bit probably about Kenny Gaddison. Here's a guy whose career they thought was going to be over.
Spinal surgery.
6 weeks ago, they think they might have him back to the playoffs. That would give them a big lift. Both he and Robert Parrish would give them 2 big bodies, veterans coming off the bench.
Kevin Johnson down inside again. Richard Dumas. That's what we're talking about. As Cotton Fitzsimmons, who's still an executive with the Suns, former coach, told us he's an instinctive kind of ball player, and even without being out of shape or out of practice, he can still score. Wingate. Rebound AC Green. Kevin Johnson.
See Kevin Johnson and Elliot Perry playing together now, so you got 2 guys that can really penetrate
like that.
And what you do now is you're Alan Bristow. You've got both your point guard out of the game right now, trying to get him a little rest.
Hawkins with the foul.
So you see the penetrating drive here. Kevin Johnson now playing the 2-guard has the quickness over Hersey Hawkins. So the Hornets are in a little bit of a bind here matchup-wise. How much rest can they get Muggsy Bogues? They do not want to dig themselves too big of a hole here. They're down 9 now with 9:58 to go in the second quarter. And this is a team now that's been reeling with 2 losses. And the home crowd here, not quite as kind as they were a few years ago when they were just an expansion team.
Now they're expecting big things here. 9-point deficit for Charlotte. Curry from 8 feet away. And Bogues is up. You see him at the top of your screen there. He'll be back in the game in just a moment. Elliot Perry used to be property of the Hornets. Boy, would they like to have him right now. He couldn't do that when he was here, though. He did not have a good perimeter game, drains the three, and that's been the biggest change in Elliot Perry's game.
You know what he did, Bob, is we see Curry with a nice drive.
Right by Perry.
But what Elliot Perry did was he really worked in the summer. He had too much of his offhand, which would be his right hand, in his shot. He really worked on that. He improved his shooting. So, you know, just a word that you can always improve your shooting if you want to really work at it, and he's done that.
10 to shoot. Perry.
There it is once again, right on cue.
Rims out of there. Dumas with the foul over the back, rebound to Hersey Hawkins. That was the first Suns miss in the second quarter. They were 5 of 5 till Perry missed that. There's Kenny Gaddison. He's back on, technically on the 12-man roster, but still not ready to play.
Well, they put Michael Adams down, and you can only have 3 guys on the roster on the injured list. You see Michael Adams there, so they had to activate Kenny Gaddison, but he will not play.
Curry misses. Wolf with the offside rebound, but they're probably going to get him with a push-off. And they do. That's 2 fouls on Wolf. By the way, Danny Ainge has checked into the ball game for the Phoenix Suns. Danny will be 36 years old tomorrow. He came over before the game, said his brother called, and has accused me of saying that Danny bit Tree Rollins in the incident at Boston Garden several years ago. And Danny says, look at the scar. Tree Rollins bit my finger, not his. So the record has been set straight. Kevin Johnson with the basket and the foul. That was Wingate. At the conclusion of tonight's game, Doug and I will select the Budweiser player of the game. Basket did not count. Wave it off. Charles Barkley. Charles has 13, a chance for 14, and the Suns have a 10-point lead.
Well, one of the problems the Hornets have is when Alonzo Mourning sits down, they have no shot blocker. Larry Johnson, not a shot blocker. He's blocked 24 on the year right now. And if you look at the block shots, Alonzo Mourning has blocked 184 of the team's 321 shots. So when he sits down, that interior defense gets rather porous. As a result, they're down 10 right now with a chance to go down 11. And Alan Bristol says, I'm getting Alonzo Mourning back on the floor.
It's Burrell and Curry, Muggsy Bogues, Alonzo Mourning on the floor with LJ. Barkley misses from the free throw line. 10-point Phoenix lead, 8.5 to go in the first half from the Charlotte Coliseum. Charlotte, the Central Division leading Hornets. Phoenix leading in the Pacific. Batted away by A.C. Green.
Bad entrance pass that time by Del Curry. Had a horrible angle, and he just threw the ball right to the defender instead of away from him. He was easily knocked down by A.C. Green.
Charlotte going to have to get some of that defensive intensity that they've actually improved on this season, but not playing it so far here tonight. 5 to shoot, illegal defense, the call on Charlotte. Charles Barkley backs in, waits for it, and then calls the illegal defense, all in the same move.
When you're a superstar in this league, the way the rules are written now, one of the things you have to do is you have to referee illegal defense. And look at him, says, come here, come here, come here. If you're not going to come here, that's going to be illegal. And he's just waiting, and then he gets the illegal defense. So you got to be able to have the patience to legislate that and win your case.
Legislate, politics, Alabama, governor, you know.
Charles said, no more governor. He said, too many skeletons in the closet.
7 to shoot. Morrell misses from three-point land. Loose balls run down by Mourning.
Bob, they got to get Mourning involved in the game. They have really just totally gone away from him here in this first half.
Elliot Perry with a turnover. That's rare. Phoenix third turnover. And Alonzo Mourning only 1 for 5. One reason is he's been shooting some shots like that.
He's not getting his shots in rhythm. And what they need to do is they need to go inside to him, let him get the double team, kick it back out, and then go right back into him once again. And he can score against Shays. Now get the double team, kick it out, now throw it right back in or get the 3. And Curry's been off here in this first quarter. He's not shot the ball well.
Wouldn't mind seeing him go back in again.
Yeah, throw it back in. Give the guy another touch. It's almost with big guys now, they feel like if they give the ball up, they won't ever get it back again, so they end up taking bad shots.
Kevin Johnson, a nightmare when he's on that stutter dribble. And because he draws the defense, he finds Danny Shays out 18 feet away. And it's now a 12-point Suns lead, the biggest of the game. Timeout Charlotte, and it's been, what, about a week and a half.
The open jump shot when the big man sinks the block shots.
Shays 3 for 6 from the floor, has 6 points. There's the run, last 7.5 minutes. 25-7. Charlotte can't get it in the hoop. Now they're going inside the morning.
You have to. You've got to go in. You've got to punish people inside. If you fall in love with the outside jump shot too soon, you forget that you've got a great weapon in there in Alonzo Mourning, who's been playing great basketball.
Utah behind on the road. Very unusual for the Utah Jazz this year. Cleveland up by 2.
See, now Muggsy's got to make some jump shots too. He is not confident in his shot right now. We've seen him miss a free throw.
The team does not look confident, Doug.
Well, that's what'll happen to you. You know, you get a little bit of a lull, or you lose a couple ball games. You go to Milwaukee, you get spanked. You lose a 19-point game at home, and you start questioning yourself. And they need a good, strong, solid quarter. There it is. Go back inside once again.
And
inside,
draws the foul again. That's 3 on Shays. If Shays, in fact, is called for it, he is. That's 3 on Shays. Charles Barkley about to come back in here for Phoenix. Hornets still haven't scored, however.
Remember I told you Shays would try to draw the foul. He's going to hold his position, see, and he's going to flop back. And they will not give him that call against Alonzo Mourning at that time. Now, in a nationally televised game here about 2 weeks ago on a Sunday, he fouled out, I think, Shaquille O'Neal, or got him in serious foul trouble and really frustrated him. And we saw him do the same thing on a TNT game to Hakeem Olajuwon the other night when we had Phoenix on the road in Houston and they won a big game.
Well, now you've mentioned all the networks, NBC, TNT, and, of course, tonight.
Just try to work for them all. What were we, TBS tonight? I forgot. Bob, don't test me like that.
Check
under
your
pressure.
airplane ticket. Mourning at the free throw line, and Charlotte finally gets 2 points because Phoenix went over the limit. So Charlotte will be shooting free throws the next 6.5 minutes. Phoenix with a small lineup of Barkley, AC Green, Ainge, Perry, and Johnson. Very small.
That's why you've got to pound it inside this 6.5 minutes. Get to the free throw line. You're the best free throw shooting team in the league as we see KJ bury the outside jump shot.
4 points, all of them coming in this quarter. 12-point Suns lead, 6:10 to go first half. Now they're posting up Larry Johnson. There's the double team.
That's all right. Go back inside. That 3 will be there whenever you. Oh,
that was a poorly designed pass, as Elliot Perry will come off the block and steal that ball anytime you come cross court with it. He'll take a shot at it.
That lazy, flat pass cross court. If you're going to throw that, you better have some steam on it, especially with the quickness of Elliot Perry. We see he's 5th in the NBA in steals. And again, Bob, I don't think we can give him enough credit for what he meant to this team when Kevin Johnson was out and all the injuries they went through to start this year. Remember, Barkley was out also. So they were without Barkley and KJ. And this guy at one point in time was in the top 15 in like 4 statistical categories when he was playing 35, 36 minutes.
And he leads the league in socks. Height of socks.
Yeah, here's the games missed. KJ at 35, Tisdale at 14 and counting, Barkley at 13, and Danny Manning is out for the season.
Do we have a list on the height of socks in the league? Perry now with 5 points, 4 assists. Bogues splitting the defense, but having nowhere to go with it.
Oh,
another one, 2 in a row from Perry.
Look at that unselfish play. Nobody ran back except Burrell. Everybody gave up on the play and listened to the fans booing.
Is it the Sox? Perry with 2 steals. Suns 48, but more importantly, having Perry and KJ on the floor at the same time is explosive. 9 of 11 the Suns this quarter. Hornets have hit only 3 field goals in 8 attempts, but they won't miss those, as Doug was pointing out. Get it inside, pound it inside. There's a small lineup.
Now they've got to do it on the defensive end, though. They're playing 3 guards, and Danny Ainge right now is playing small forward.
There's the penetration by KJ again, drawing the foul again. Del Curry got him his second.
See, I think that Muggsy Bogues has got to play KJ, and Del Curry has got to play Elliot Perry. That time, Del Curry got caught playing Kevin Johnson, who's more of an offensive player. I think you're going to see Alan Bristow now go to his bench and come back in with Hersey Hawkins. But they've got to get this penetration under control because KJ and Elliot Perry are getting to the basket at will.
The various parts of the body that were injured, you see there. Rib, knee, quadricep, groin. Kevin Johnson missed 35 games this year.
Well, the sad part about that is when Kevin Johnson is playing, he's definitely one of the top point guards in the game. He's one of the combination guys now that can give you 20 points and 10 assists.
I want to predict something right now. Phoenix hates a big lead. They will let Charlotte back in this game.
Well, you know, Charles will get a little disinterested. He will do that. He will look for him. In fact, he might step out and shoot a 3 this time down the floor. They got a 16-point lead. He might feel like it's his time to launch one up.
Everybody's going to step out and shoot a 3. There's not one guy inside the arc. So Perry shakes and bakes, misses.
When it goes against you, it goes against you. 2 Hornets there knock the ball loose. But what Phoenix is doing here is whoever the bigger guard is playing either Perry or KJ, they're playing one-on-one basketball for that guy. They're letting him isolate and go one-on-one. That time it was Elliott Perry against Hawkins. But go back inside, get something inside.
They're looking for Larry Johnson posted against Charles Barkley.
See, I don't think that's a good post-up play. I mean, Barkley's the same size, and you know, Charles is going to be able to go back. That time they get the foul, but I think you got to keep going. Alonzo Mourning against AC Green.
That's the first on Kevin Johnson. By the way, the NBA on TNT continues Tuesday at 8 Eastern Time. Phoenix in Orlando. And Doug and Gary Bender will be down in the Sunshine State. 8 o'clock Tuesday, TNT. Back on TBS next Thursday. The Hornets are back with the Magic.
Why don't I just stay down there? They could just keep me down to Orlando for 3 or 4 days. I could deal with that.
Because life is not fair.
Oh, okay. You know, Chuck could play golf a little bit, and I could just stay down there for a while.
I haven't called you Chuck once tonight.
You've thought it, though. That's scary.
Yes, I have. But particularly when you're really getting some brilliant coaching. That was a lane violation. Larry Johnson will take the free throw again, and a chance to cut into the Phoenix 15-point lead. We have 4:33 remaining in the first half of play from Charlotte, North Carolina. Very knowledgeable fans here. That's not a surprise. Of course, it's in the heart of ACC basketball country.
See the isolation again with KJ going to the basket against Hersey Hawkins.
4 on 3.
There's the guy you go to right there. They can't stop that. They can't stop it.
Mourning against Barkley. Alonzo has 8 points, and this lead being reduced back to 12.
What they want to do, get this maybe down to 6 or so. There's so much time left in this game. And like you said, Phoenix will let you back in the game.
Barkley trying to back in now on Larry Johnson. Was kicked by Hersey Hawkins' new shot clock.
This is why I was, you know, begging them to go inside. Look at this shot he ends up getting. Charles just gets out of his way. He's got a little finger roll from about 2 feet. I would like that Alonzo could get that shot most any time. If they double team, then he can free up one of his shooters.
Now back into Barkley against Johnson. The double team comes. Open man's Ainge. Misses the 3. Larry Johnson with a rebound. A chance to cut the lead to 10.
Go inside to your big man, Muggsy. Let him get another lob. It's going to be a foul on AC Green, so it'll be 2 free throws.
He had no other choice. That's a second on AC.
Awareness. Look at your big man running the floor. Reward him. AC Green fronts. He has to foul there, otherwise it's going to be another dunk for Alonzo Mourning. Alonzo Mourning now is 4th in the league in free throw attempts. Going into tonight's game, he had taken 480 free throws, and the 3 guys that he's behind are Shaquille O'Neal, David Robinson, and Karl Malone. So this guy gets to the line. More importantly, he's a 76% free throw shooter.
I was going to say he's the best of that group.
Yes, he shoots them very, very well. My goal every time I see Alonzo before games is just to make him smile. I will not go away until he smiles, and he knows that. So when he sees me, he just smiles. He says, "Now leave me alone."
He tagged you on the shoulder this morning at shoot-around, turned his back on you and walked away just so he couldn't see the smile.
Oh, yeah.
He works you over.
Oh, he does. I love Alonzo Mourning. I fell in love with this guy in the playoffs a couple years ago against the Boston Celtics and against New York. This guy is a fierce competitor.
A true warrior. 6-0 Charlotte won. Until then, Wesley Person scoring from down on the block, and Wesley has 9 points.
If I'm not mistaken, he has 3 layups.
Yes. Not in his usual repertoire. Larry Johnson got off balance as Barkley kind of let him lean into it.
Absolutely. That's a good call, Bob. He took his body away from him so he couldn't feel the contact.
Blocked by Curry. Saved by Wingate. Muggs on the run. 14 feet. Muggsy won't miss that one. Back to a 10-point game. 2:45 to go first quarter. Bogues has 5 points.
They're right in it, Bob. You know, the big thing, they just got to sustain some defense. I mean, teams are averaging 99 points a game against them, and the Suns right now are looking at about a 56, 58-point first half.
So many offensive weapons for Phoenix. 4 seconds to shoot. 2. Barkley. This is at the buzzer. Larry Johnson out to Curry. Bogues, he's pushing it. Wingate with a nice ball adjustment on the lay-in, and it's an 8-point Phoenix lead.
See, this is where you'd like to have that 20-second timeout that you took in the first minute when a guy's jumping out of bounds to stem this run a little bit on the road so you don't have to take a full timeout.
Wingate with a foul trying to get the steal. Defensive intensity, no question about it, is picked up for the Charlotte Hornets. We have timeout Phoenix with just under 2 minutes to go first quarter. Marley at the free throw line, and Joe Klein, by the way, is in for Phoenix, number 35, sporting for this season, a new goatee. Marley's numbers coming up at halftime. The Reebok halftime report. Brent Hickman, Dick Mercedes will be at our Atlanta studios. A Michael Jordan update from Craig Sager, who's in Chicago, by the way, to have the very latest on the Jordan watch.
You can see the Hornets really trying to make Barkley play defense, trying to keep him occupied. That's really good patience that time. Inside out 3 times before Larry Johnson misses a shot. Larry is not exploding. He's flipping things at the basket.
Well, like you pointed out, it's, you know, he's got a man just about exactly his strength and size in Barkley down there. 9-point Suns lead. 10 to shoot for Phoenix. 2-man game, pick and roll. Well defended, but Barkley's going to launch the 3 and hit the backboard. 4 on 2. Bogues.
I always felt that was the toughest shot in basketball. You're on the dead run. You got to stop. You pull up and you shoot that 10-foot jump shot. I always felt like the tendency is to pull the string on that rather than shoot it. Bugsy's made 2 of those tonight, and they're right back to 7.
Shot it pretty well off the break. Another one of the great men on the wing, I remember. Marley hits a 3.
And Marley said, throw up that 0 for 7 graphic again on me from 3-point line.
It's back to a 10-point lead. It doesn't seem to bother Dan if he misses, does it?
No, it can't. When you live out behind that 3-point line, you better be able to shoot the ball and live with misses because you're going to miss a lot of them.
Marley saved that one in decline. 10-point Suns lead. The Charlotte intensity on defense has been reduced.
So there's 2 in a row.
There's 2 in a row, and now the lead, just like that, back up to 13 points.
Bob, how often have I talked to you about the importance of finishing quarters? The last minute and a half, 2 minutes, instead of a 7-point game, maybe 5, you miss and it's 13 now. It just rips your heart out. It
almost looks as though the Suns play with you that way sometimes. Let you back in until just the last couple of minutes. They've won a lot of close games this year. Marley has hit 2. He has 9 points, 2 threes.
He backs up behind the 3-point line once again, and David Wingate got his hands down around his waist. When you're playing a shooter, you better get that hand up. Chances are he's going to pull the trigger. And you speak of close ball games. Phoenix is 10-0 in games 4 points or less.
Wingate from 30. Shot at 35. Barkley looks at the clock. He pulls up for 3. Count it, Charles Barkley. Oh, mercy.
So they go from 7, Bob, 3 straight threes, and it's a 16-point halftime. That's not closing out the half like you'd like to if you're the Charlotte Hornets. And if you're Charles Barkley, this gives your team a gigantic run. 9 points in the last minute, 3 threes, 16-point lead now, 62 points the Suns have scored here tonight in the first half. Charles shot.
I tried to get him to write that on Charles' head, but he didn't want to go for it. 18 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 8 wise, as well as he's played in the last 3 or 4 years.
What I like is he's playing smart basketball. He's always been a smart player, but, you know, I think as he's gotten a little bit up in age or whatever, he realized he just can't take the chances that he once took before. And here's Marley starting out with a 3. So
that's 4 in a row from Phoenix, counting the 3 that ended the second quarter.
Well, that's a way to really suck the wind out of this Coliseum right here, is to hit you with a 3 to start. Now, what Charlotte's got to do is get it back little by little. They can't hit him with a big blow. They've got to just take their time and do it defensively. Look at Charles back away.
Larry Johnson has that shot on often occasions down there, as does Alonzo Mourning. 65-48. LJ with 14. Klein starting in the second half.
Look at
Steal
Muggsy.
by Muggsy.
Muggsy fronting the post, gets the steal.
Foul on the pass, and we were talking about how tough it is to post this fella up. He'll get you down there.
Bob, excuse me for laughing. Even Muggsy's laughing. This is funny. He's fronting the post, and watch Muggsy jump up and slap this ball out of here. Like, don't try to post me up.
And that ball was 6 feet off the floor if it was an inch.
That was funny.
Hawkins open from long range. That's a triple, and that'll get you back in. And now it is a 14-point Suns lead.
I think that's his first field goal of the night.
Yes, absolutely right. There was that cross-court pass. Person to Barkley.
You have Mourning playing Barkley now. The jump shot will be there if Charles wants it.
And he does. Charles Barkley now with 20 points. Phoenix so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, 111.3 a game. They're right on that pace. Larry Johnson picked up his dribble too early. Yeah, he anticipated a double team, and it never came, Doug.
Very good call, and Charles is going to let him back in. Charles is going to let him score. They've got a 16-point lead, so Charles is going to be in a shootout here right now. So if Larry Johnson will take his time, he can get wherever he wants to get on the floor.
The lob inside to Mourning is knocked away, and then the foul is committed. Barkley with a nice knockaway. They tried to lob it inside to Mourning. Joe Klein picks up his first personal. 16-point Phoenix lead.
See, I think Alan Bristow has to be very careful tonight in his substitutions. Without a backup point guard, whenever Muggsy went out, Paul Westphal said, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put both of my point guards on the floor. I'm going to bring out Elliot Perry and Kevin Johnson, and you're not going to be able to defend them. So I wouldn't be surprised if Muggsy Bogues plays the entire second half, because without Michael Adams, they don't have a backup, and they don't have anybody with the speed and quickness to play either Perry or Kevin Johnson.
Larry Johnson gets 1 out of 2, 67-52. Suns by 15. Kevin Johnson, first game back after missing 2 because of a groin injury, beats Bogues off the spin dribble, and one of the best penetrators in the league. And Alonzo Mourning and Muggsy Bogues completely crossed up, and Alonzo had a look on his face about Muggsy. Aren't you supposed to catch the ball?
They are really out of sync. See, no one touched that basketball. You see Mourning looking at Muggsy, and again, Muggsy Bogues normally turns the ball over less than 2 times a game, gets over 9 assists. Tonight he had 3 turnovers in the first half with 5 assists. That's not the assist turnover we normally see. They're just a little out of sync. And Mourning's playing Barkley, so that jump shot will be there. Charles will take his time and just work to get it whenever he wants it.
The fadeaway. Klein inside position, knocked out of bounds off Klein. Charlotte ball. Let's see if they can inbound it this time. 69-52 Phoenix, 9:18 to go, third quarter.
The fans here waiting for a spurt. They're waiting for the Hornets to get a little bit of a run so they can get excited.
Well, Phoenix will give it to them if they'll take it. Mourning settles for the turnaround jumper. That's not the way he's been scoring tonight.
Somebody better get up on Marley. He's hit his last 3 threes.
Mourning. Charles takes it again. Alonzo just won't get out close enough, and Alan Bristow has seen enough. Suns by 19.
He was very upset, like, can somebody else guard this guy so I can guard the inside defensively, maybe get inside and rebound a little bit.
Burrell kicks it out, 10 on the shot clock. Hornets down 19. Mourning against Klein. Then the double team. Boy, that's a tough shot. Barkley with the rebound.
Excellent defense that time by the Phoenix Suns. They forced him to take a very difficult shot, and they didn't foul him.
Chance to build their biggest lead even bigger. 71-52, 8:12 to go in third. Kevin Johnson missing from long range. Hawkins with a rebound to Bogues. The lob to Mourning.
See, Alonzo can do that. He has the speed to beat the other team's big man down the floor. Klein and Shays can't run with him, but Phoenix has got to miss some shots, and then they've got to rebound so they can do that. And at this point in time, Phoenix is shooting such a great percentage, they're trying to run, taking the ball out of the basket.
Wesley Mercer defended by Hersey Hawkins. 5 to shoot.
Better get it up.
In and out of there, Mourning with the rebound. On the run again, Bogues. Posting up Burrell against Marley.
Phoenix will let you back in the game. I know we've said it, but Phoenix will get soft defensively, and if Charlotte can get some stops on this end, make it to 10, they'll be okay.
They can't be okay with that kind of defense. A back door as Wesley Person gets around Hersey Hawkins. Kevin Johnson delivers the ball expertly.
So now it's Wesley Person's 4th layup in the game, so it's going to make that 3-point shot much more easy for him to take because he has 4 in the bank on layups.
Double team off Burrell.
Go back inside. You got plenty of time. Let Alonzo attack.
Yes.
Just be patient. Don't go to the other side of the floor and settle for a 3-point shot.
Alonzo Mourning has 14. Could have had 25 by now. Kevin Johnson misses the runner. Jump ball as Burrell hit the floor. Barkley and Burrell will jump it. Burrell has had an injury and illness-plagued recent weeks. Speaking of Alonzo Mourning.
Well, they went inside to him once, went back into him, and he gets the little running hook across the lane. But, Bob, to finish up on your point about Scott Burrell, as I was talking to the Charlotte coaches before the game, they told me that he's lost about 16 pounds.
Yeah, you can
They'd
tell.
lost about 6 during the year. Then he got the flu and lost about 10 more. And he just doesn't have his stamina back right now. And his shooting really suffered. Tonight he's playing much better.
Isolation Person against Larry Johnson. Larry Johnson, nice move.
See, nobody went for the ball. Scott Burrell could have went for that ball. Now, I know that's nitpicking a little bit. You might have to dive on the floor, throw yourself around, get this crowd into the game. When you're struggling, get some emotion out there.
Give him a little Charles Oakley. Tried to get it to Person, who had sneaked inside again. Now Bogues on the run. Hard to stop him there.
I marvel at this young guy. Bob, that guy's 5'3", and he's taking the ball inside against these guys who are average at 6'6", about 200 pounds.
8-2, Charlotte run. 5:55 to go in the third. Johnson finds the lane open. Misses the bunny shot. Back comes Charlotte.
Watch Curry for 3 during this stretch, or maybe a Burrell.
Absolutely. Burrell has 4 3-pointers in this game. An 11-2 run. That's 70% shooting for Charlotte. They're getting most of them off the transition. Kevin Johnson down.
That's where you got to get out on the floor and get the loose ball. You get 2 guys down. Get the crowd involved in this game. This is a place that's a very difficult place to play. This crowd wants to get excited. 11-2 run. You got a chance coming out of the timeout, and here's a nice hustle play. Larry Johnson gets down on the floor and forces the jump ball with AC Green.
A little condensation there, aiding the Charlotte Hornets. Well-placed condensation. And we have Larry Johnson and AC Green jumping it. Burrell comes away with it, a chance to cut that 10-point lead down to 8
now
for the Hornets.
They better go inside the Mourning. I guess maybe Larry Johnson, they're going to go pick and roll here.
That didn't work. Curry comes off the Larry Johnson screen. Offensive foul away from the ball on the other side of the floor on Alonzo Mourning.
And Alonzo, they weren't even on his side of the floor. He moves. That's a good call. He moved on the pick. But the ball had already gone to the other side of the floor. He really was even out of the play when he did that.
We could have gone without the call.
Sort of an unforced error.
KJ,
the last 3 times, has been a little bit out of control. He's taken the ball to the basket, had a turnover, and then missed that shot.
Bogues hits Larry Johnson. Fakes the distance shot. Oh, this Phoenix defense got back this time. Burrell short arms it.
See, that shot's not necessary. The 3's going to be there if you just take your time. I know it sounds like a broken record, but Alonzo Mourning's got to get the ball inside.
Elliot Perry's about to come on the floor to give Charlotte even more problems. In a moment, 4:41 to go, third quarter, 10-point game. Kevin Johnson holding on to the ball a long time. Marley has 3 seconds. 2, 1.
That's 5 bad possessions in a row for Phoenix.
Yes.
And you know what? A good call. KJ's dribbling it too much right now.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's taking a personal challenge against Muggsy Bogues the last few times down the floor. Move the ball. That guy just pressures the ball. Give it up a little bit. Let the other people handle it.
Well, he was giving it up and posting Muggsy, and he had enough of that.
Yeah, that's true. Now, see here, what Paul Westphal did in the first half is doing it once again. He's going with both point guards now. So KJ will guard Curry. Let's see if they go to Curry now against KJ.
Two-man game.
There you
Curry
go.
is going to let it loose. And out of there. It's going to be Charlotte ball, trailing by 10. 4:17 to go, third quarter. New shot clock.
This game has been totally dominated by Phoenix in stretches. They lead by 10, and Charlotte's just trying to get the lead under double digits right now.
Trying to get Curry.
They're going to run KJ off a lot of screens because he's normally not a guy who plays people off the ball.
Larry Johnson fumbling the ball, but taking it hard to the hole. 8 points Suns lead. Larry Johnson with 17. Crowd alive. Barkley with a monster drive and draws the foul.
Look at Alonzo pull the padding off the basket. He'd be very lucky here if he doesn't get a technical foul. Alonzo very upset, felt like he did not commit the personal foul.
That's his
and he
second.
took and just ripped the padding off the basket. So this bud's for you right here, and he just takes it and rips it right off.
For you and me. You're so clever with words. I keep forgetting that you were all conference in English at Illinois State. I forever forget. Barkley at the free throw line with 22 points and 10 boards.
Well, that could be our Bud Pop at the top there, right?
Here's another chance for you to say the magic words.
Let's take a look here. Did he? It was a late whistle. It was a late whistle. That's what upset Alonzo Mourning.
Mourning says I called 22nd timeout before that whistle. Charles with a chance to build the lead back to 10. And he does. 3:50 to go, third quarter. Barkley, 23 points. He's been averaging 28 a game and nearly 11 rebounds since the All-Star break. Mourning.
Go inside. Guy dropped off, and you shoot the three. That's good two-man basketball.
Drains the three, and Dell has 7 points, his first triple of the game. We've got a game now. Hand check against Curry. And time to take a look again at some of our GMC scores. And Cleveland in front of Utah. Utah on a 9-game win streak, but they're playing a very tough team there. Houston on a roll right now. San Antonio having their way with Philadelphia. Denver, and this is a big game for the playoffs in the West.
That's a two-gamer right there. Sacramento trying to hold on to their 8th spot, and Denver trying to overtake them.
Sacramento really in a slump at the moment. Danny Ainge just into the game. Punched away by Curry. 3-on-1. Burrell will go to the free throw line.
Bob, how have they turned this game? They've done it defensively. Phoenix has gotten very passive offensively with the basketball. They've gotten very stagnant. They've over-dribbled it. And when they have now, Charlotte has taken advantage of it. It's not so much that they've created a lot of turnovers, but what they've done is they've forced Phoenix to take shots against the clock.
That's 3 personals on Elliot Perry. Scott Burrell has 4 3-pointers in those 14 there. But he can hit it from 23 and 24 and 25, but a little trouble at 15.
Well, normally Scotty Burrell shoots the ball pretty well. He's a 71% free throw shooter. In fact, Charlotte is 78%, the best in the league.
Missed them both. Those were big misses. 3 minutes to go. That would have cut the lead to 5. Barkley, 14 feet away, rims it. Hornets running again.
Stop that in the open court.
Mercy past Barkley.
You marvel, don't you? Don't you marvel at the little guy? See, look at their defense. Look at them scrambling now. They're getting their hands in passing lanes. Look at this.
And the turnover. It's out to Curry. Marley comes back to steal it, and Marley and Bogues have it loose on the floor.
Got to get out on the floor.
Marley with the ball.
Look at Muggsy Bogues. Oh, my gosh. That is amazing. If he hits this, it'll go crazy.
Curry! For 3! At the end of the first and at the end of the second quarter.
They have owned the last 3 minutes of both quarters 18-1. Let's see what happens here in the third.
2 minutes to go in the period. Kevin Johnson, beautiful drive, and he draws the foul. All right, that's 3. Let's see if they explode again. Shea's back in. And here's the chief for the first time tonight, Robert Parrish.
Now you say, why haven't we seen Robert Parrish? Because Phoenix doesn't have any big guys.
Yeah.
So what you're going to see is Robert Parrish matched against Danny Shea's. He'll give him a little bit of a rest. Let Mourning get a minute 57 at this quarter. Yeah. The timeout during the break, and then he can come back. So maybe miss 2 minutes of the game and get about a 10-12 minute rest.
If you're Phoenix, do you make Charlotte suffer here by pulling Shea's and going to a small lineup?
Maybe you might force him to do something like that, but also you might bring in a Burrell or something, or a Hawkins. They can hit you with some three-point shooting. So I would take this matchup right now if I'm Phoenix. Shea's against Robert Parrish.
5 points. Suns lead. Minute 50 to go. Third quarter. Bogues not comfortable with his shot tonight.
He did not hit that shot in Phoenix. Again, they doubled him in Phoenix, and he shot 3 for 16.
The ball fake from Ainge, and the runner will drop. That's 5-0 Phoenix in the last 2 minutes.
This is where you really got to be, and
amazing.
Made a point a while ago too. This is a veteran team. This should not happen to a veteran team. You got to operate the clock better than this, and you got to be able to execute.
But all of a sudden now Phoenix is also showing a little bit of defensive intensity.
Yeah, and also no shooters on the floor right now. Wingate's a slasher.
That's the way he scores.
And you got Muggsy Bogues. So really you got one outside shooter in Del Curry. Phoenix is going to recognize that.
That was Wingate's first basket. 1 minute to go, third quarter. Charles Barkley to Ainge for 3. Not this time. Parrish with a rebound.
Somebody better get him.
Easy to say. Everybody down there going, he's your man. It's a 3-point Suns lead. Here's steal and the foul. It would have been over and back, but first Dick Pavetta got Wingate with the foul.
Is it fair to say that Muggsy Bogues is indefatigable?
If you can say it, you can say it. Try it again.
Indefatigable.
Outstanding.
I mean, he doesn't get tired. Look at this guy.
Indefatigable. Elliot Perry at the line. Bogues, 13 points, 11 assists, 3 steals. What a joy to watch him. You wonder why, again, we say we show you so many Charlotte and Phoenix games. They're entertaining basketball teams with the likes of Larry Johnson and Muggsy Bogues and Elliot Perry and Barkley. It's just really fun to watch these teams play.
And again, I don't think Muggsy Bogues is going to get any rest. He better tug on his shorts right now and get this free throw because he's in for the duration. They cannot win this game if he sits down.
In the first half, Muggsy played 21 minutes. If he plays the same here, that'd be 42, and that's a lot, folks. Remember, Michael Adams out of the game with a strained left calf, and they don't have a backup point guard.
Hersey Hawkins had a tough night. He's only got 1 field goal. They really need him to play well. When he scores 17 points or more, I think their team is 22-1. They had a very tough night the other night against Milwaukee, so he struggled a little bit in his last few ball games.
Suns by 5 with 7 seconds.
This is a big
Perry.
possession.
Oh, how big that is. That's a 2. He stepped on the line. And at the end of the quarter, the Suns lead it 85-77. Score by quarters the last 12 minutes of this game, 85-77. The Phoenix Suns are leading. They closed that quarter off with a 5-0 run. We'll show you how explosive Phoenix has been in just a moment. Mourning down deep. Goes to his left hand over Shea. Suns by 6.
Again, the good patience. Get it in, get the double team, kick it back out, and throw it right back in once again. Very seldom when you get 2 double teams on 1 possession.
Get it inside to Kevin Johnson, who that time successfully posted Muggsy Bogues.
Well, you got to really pressure the ball right now so that can't happen.
Hawkins. That's only his 4th point of the night. Hits the runner. Suns by 6. Remember, Charlotte with only half a game lead over Indiana in the Central Division, and they're hearing the footsteps of Michael Jordan in Chicago. Marley not Not this time. Mourning with a rebound. That's his 10th of this game. Bogues pulls up 13 feet. Yes, count it.
You know how hard that shot is, and he makes it look so easy. I mean, he's going full speed, and he pulls right up, and it's that little floater. It's nothing but the bottom of the net. You know the guy who used to shoot that better than anybody in the league when I played? Bob McAdoo.
Wouldn't guess Bob McAdoo, big player. Shays from 18. 89, 83, 10-17 to go in the ball game. Remember, A.C. Green was knee in the left thigh in the third quarter, has not returned to action for the Suns. They're going to Alonzo Mourning again. There's the double team. Who's the open man? Nobody.
Gotta get it up now.
Off the run, Hersey Hawkins heating up. Look out, because he can get a streak going that'll hurt you.
Well, what Phoenix would like to be able to do right now with Barkley resting is try to maintain this 4-6 point lead so they can bring him back maybe at the 8-minute mark.
Nice pass, Gage inside. Marley can't get it to fall. Loose ball run down by Marley. 4 seconds. 3. They don't know it hasn't hit the rim. And Kevin Johnson banks it home for 3. Oh,
all right, let me pull up my stat sheet. He's now 2 for 17 from 3 on the year.
You see why. Nevertheless, as the old joke goes, the Suns 92-85, 9 minutes to go.
It's like my golf score. They all look pretty on paper, right? No place to draw pictures.
Shays kept it alive. Mourning went after it. Hawkins trouble trying to dribble on the penetration. Doesn't have the left hand with him tonight. Bogues can penetrate. Doesn't get the three-point opportunity, but he does draw the foul.
You got to recognize now when you're running at Muggsy Bogues, the last thing you want him to do is go past you. So you run out and you stop about 10 feet away from him and say, please shoot the outside shot. I'm not going to race at you so you can go past me.
The thing to remember about running at Muggsy Bogues is don't run at Muggsy Bogues.
Walk to him and stop, and maybe he'll come to you, but don't run at him.
89% free throw shooter also. We were talking about, as Barkley comes back in, the explosiveness of Phoenix when it counts.
Well, Bob, in 5 minutes and 17 seconds at the end of quarters tonight, Phoenix has outscored Charlotte 28-5.
The most impressive thing about that
My
is your
addition.
math. Yeah.
I was all conference in math, too.
Jeez, triple threat. All right, it is a 5-point Suns lead. There's AC. You see the ice on his left thigh.
Now, this is going to be a question. If Charlotte wins this game, it'll be that they got enough energy to finish.
Muggsy Bogues called Hawkins on that play. Hawkins saw it, got the ball, and scores at the other end. Excellent defensive communication, leading to a fast-break basket, and it's a 3-point Suns lead.
Looking to post up Muggsy. You got to pressure the ball here so they can't throw it into post.
That's what they're doing. Phoenix ball, 13 on the shot. Watch Muggsy, if we got to see him on this.
That was a great help that time by Hersey Hawkins, and then Wingate comes over, and then Bogues again with a run, and he gets in the air, and he gets bailed out at the last moment and finds Hersey Hawkins.
KJ, penetration, loses it. Wingate, Bogues, Wingate. Oh, it's off Kevin Johnson. Charlotte ball. Things going the Hornets' way at the moment. They're down by 3 with 8 minutes to go in this game.
They have finally become the aggressors. That's why things are going their way right now.
Looking for Mourning against Shays.
Right back. There you go. There you go.
The foul, I think they'll wave it off. Do not give them the continuation.
See, Charlotte is finally doing what they need to do. Go inside. All right. Patience. Throw it outside. Repost. Get it right back, and now go quickly and get the foul.
That's the 4th on Shays. Team foul situations here in the 4th quarter. 2 team fouls on the Suns. Hornets have committed none.
Hersey Hawkins having a super 4th quarter. He's really come alive.
It's a 1-point game. They're on their feet at the Hornet High. 6-0
That's one of those, you're on the road, you're a player, the shot goes in, and the crowd goes, ooh, and sits down.
They had their pom-poms out. Hawkins.
Inside out, three. Boy, they're milking that two-man game right now. That's beautiful.
Hawkins couldn't find anything earlier. Started hitting the close-in shots. Now he's getting comfortable on the perimeter. We are tied. Marley can answer. Out of bounds. Barkley before he could call timeout. Charlotte's ball and a chance to regain the lead with 6:58 remaining.
So they've done a good job on him, and they've disrupted the rhythm of the Phoenix attack. Now, Phoenix is a very veteran team. I expect him to collect themselves. We're in for a real great finish here in the last 6 minutes and 50 seconds.
You see there with the thigh bruise, AC Green is back on the floor.
How about
inside, Morning, don't stop this.
Well, again, all you got to do is get the ball inside and trust your big man to make the decision. Out of the double team to make the pass or go to the basket.
Hornets have their first lead since it was 23-21. That was blocked partially by Burrell, but AC just keeps following up on it. He has 8 points, but he's favoring that leg.
You know, I think it might be good for him to be out there right now, but the more he sits over there, the more that stiffens up. Two-man game again, this time Hawkins and Larry Johnson.
Well, AC's not known as a wimp. This is his 713th consecutive game. Burrell with 4 to shoot on the drive. Missed the slam. Barkley there to change the shot. Morning rebound.
See, they have no size on the floor right now.
Burrell, not this time.
Other than Charles Barkley, who looks to be come up a little sore right now. I don't know what's up with Charles.
He looked like he came down and sprained a knee or something, but he's down on the floor underneath the basket.
20-second timeout, Phoenix.
Oh my, everybody in the NBA holding their breath here.
I think he got hit in the head.
Yeah, he grabbed it looked like he grabbed his knee, but also his left eye maybe.
It might be cut. I see that Joe Prosky's got a rubber glove on here.
Maybe an elbow. Alonzo has those sharp pointed elbows.
Right here now, see if he comes down on Charles's head.
Ow.
Right there. Oh my goodness. They help you find out where you are.
Thank you very much. I'm awake, but now I'm sick. Barkley will be helped off. He'll probably be okay. Easy
He's
for us to
staggering.
say.
I mean, Charles
yeah, he took a real blow.
That's one of those delayed knockout kind of things you see a lot of times in boxing where a guy gets hit in the head and looks like he's okay, and then he sort of staggers and goes down. We'll have to wait and see if Charles comes back.
Well, on the point system, we're all even here in the 14th round of this fight. 96-96. Marley, no. Larry Johnson back in the game and rebounding. He's had a long rest. Johnson just came back in a few moments ago. Joe Klein with the foul, trying to hold on to Morning. That's the only way you can defend him down there.
The Hornets have no team fouls in this quarter, so they can be ultra aggressive. They've got 4 fouls to give in the next 3 minutes and 35 seconds before they would go into the penalty. That's the 3rd foul on the Suns. So right now the Hornets want to keep pushing the tempo of this game. They've got it right where they want it now at home. Phoenix on the road.
Tied at 96 into Morning. Klein fouled him last time. Who's the open man? Bogues steps in. Gets the jumper. He stepped into about 16 feet and hit it. And it's something that he hasn't been able to buy all night. Hornets by 2. Barkley still on the bench, still dazed. 10 to shoot. 5 minutes in the game. Klein, turnaround jumper. Tough one. These 2 Phoenix centers do have a perimeter game. Tied at 98. Crowd quiet. Tense in here. Larry Johnson. 3 moves and he draws the foul. Klein hammered him. There's Charles Barkley. Tonight's Visa leaderboard. How about this? Consecutive games played. AC Green 713 is 3rd, and he'll catch Johnny Kerr probably.
Well, about a season and a half for Johnny Kerr. Johnny had a terrific swing, and I played against Randy Smith, and the amazing thing about Randy Smith, that guy was lightning quick and fast, and to be able to play that kind of game and never miss, you know, you'd think a sprained ankle or something, but to be able to play all those kind of games, that really says a lot.
Charles Barkley back in after being dazed by the Mourning elbow. You probably saw earlier we had a shot of Mourning going over to Charles and saying, I hope you're all right. That was an unintentional elbow, but I don't mind the fact that you missed a minute or so.
Well, you know what? And Alonzo just tapped him and he said, you know, Charles, you okay? That's the respect that Charles Barkley commands in this game. You know, a lot of guys don't get that kind of respect from the younger players. Barkley's a guy who's been around, and the players respect what he brings every night.
Larry Johnson, normally a pretty good free throw shooter, misses both of them. He's 77% on the year. Those are huge misses. KJ trying to back in on the very strong Muggsy Bogues. Barkley from 30.
That's not a shot you want to take coming off a head injury, though. You'd like to be able to get yourself involved, but we know Charles likes to go for the dramatic and the knockout.
Tied at 98. AC Green sit down. Into Mourning. Open man on the one-touch pass is Larry Johnson. Mourning found Bogues, who shot it into Larry Johnson on the weak side, and he drew the foul. And now Phoenix is over the limit, and the Charlotte Hornets have committed 0 team fouls, and Cleveland snaps Utah's 9-game win streak.
Mike Fratello just keeps doing it, doesn't he?
Oh, man, Coach of the Year in my book. Larry Johnson, 18 points. 6 of 9 from the line. Let's check that Phoenix lineup now. 3 guards. Kevin Johnson, Person, and Ainge. Actually 4 if you count Marley. And this is about as small as you can get with a Phoenix lineup.
Well, what you're going to see right now is you're going to see screen roll and penetration by KJ with Ainge, Wesley Person, and Marley spotting up, or post play into Barkley with a three-point shooter spotting up. Phoenix is going to try to go to the three-point line here with this group.
Hornets by 2, under 4 minutes to go. 10 to shoot.
There's a three-pointer right there.
Marley from 28. Mourning with a rebound, a chance for a 4-point lead or better.
I think they have to be very careful about going to that three-point line too soon with this small lineup. They can shoot themselves right out of here if they're not careful.
They're going to look for Mourning again?
I would. He's got Wesley Person playing him. Better throw it inside. That's 2 points right there.
Not this time. Out of bounds. Phoenix ball.
Barkley came over and forced him to change the shot. Alonzo thought he had a layup, and at the last moment, Barkley came over and got his hand up just enough to distract him. See, he had Wesley Person posted, Bob. Now watch this. I got a dunk. Nope. Barkley says, you better change this one. And then he knocks the ball out of bounds. Where's Bob? In that first half, 11 Charlotte turnovers to 3 for Phoenix. As Charlotte has turned up the defense, Phoenix has turned it over 9 times. Charlotte only twice.
Posting KJ through the double team. They go back to him against Bogues. 8 to shoot. There's the double team. 5 to shoot. Ainge had to throw up the prayer. Barkley! Oh my, what a big rebound. He stepped inside of the best rebounder on the Charlotte team, Alonzo Mourning, for a big one. It's tied at the century mark.
Let's remember now, all game long, the Suns have controlled the last 2 minutes of every quarter. It looks like we're going to be tied here, or close to being tied, going into the last 2 minutes of this ball game.
Looking for Mourning. Throw the lob.
That's a bad shot right there.
Tied at 100. Phoenix is so good when it gets down to the last 2 minutes of any game. We've said it tonight, but they've won a lot of games by single digits late.
Again, no fouls, and they've gone to the three-point line once again. And here's Ainge. They've gone to the three-point shooters. Remember, Bob, I said they got a post player, a penetrator, and three three-point shooters, and they've gone to it here now at the end of this quarter to make them pay for the double teams.
Del Curry, a three-point shooter himself, looking for Larry Johnson. 10 to shoot. Johnson's going to take Marley inside. Nice move for Grandmama, and it's a 1-point Suns lead. That stopped a 5-0 Phoenix run.
Charlotte has no fouls in this quarter, so they got some fouls to waste. I don't think they should double team and give up three-point shots, though. They're going to be very, very careful and selective in what they do now, double teaming.
Phoenix over the limit, 1:47 to go.
Now they post Ainge on the jump shot.
Doesn't get the bounce. Larry Johnson to Bogues, and the Hornets have a chance to reclaim the lead. Time remaining in the game, lower right of your screen.
Marley and Larry Johnson in the post.
Way off the block, but he's going to take it in.
Yeah, but Curry's wide open for 3. If he pumped that ball out, he forced it up, and Curry was standing there wide open.
Missed an opportunity to regain the lead, and Mourning steps out and fouls Barkley. That's 3 on Alonzo with 1:19 to go. A tremendously wasted opportunity here for Charlotte.
Well, watch Larry Johnson's going to get the ball in the post, and as he starts to go, the defender goes back, and he's got him wide open, and he tries to force up a shot. That was a bad shot. That's 2 bad shots in a row now that Charlotte has taken in the last couple of possessions.
Person backs in Muggsy Bogues, and will get the foul. And for Muggsy, that's his first personal. And Charlotte, you think it's tough for him tonight. It doesn't get any easier. Look at this brutal stretch the next 5 games.
Well, they have Utah coming in, and they're at New York, at Orlando, and Cleveland. And you can see what they've done against teams over 500 this year. They're under 500 at 12 and 14. A little confidence builder here for Wesley Person to be on the floor, on the road, in a big ball game here. So I like what Paul Westphal has done here, 12 points and 4 assists.
And he's been taking it to the hole tonight, which is something we haven't seen a lot of.
I don't see him making 1 jump shot tonight. I think all those have been inside.
Person gets both the free throws. And it is a 3-point Suns lead with just under a minute to go.
Now they don't
just
need
over a minute.
They don't need a 3-point shot. Go inside the morning.
Double team.
Wow. Like I said, they don't need a 3, and so
Ice
Hawkins
water.
buries one.
Ice water in his veins. He ties it at 105, and that was a 25-footer from Hersey Hawkins, who has 17.
And he's quietly trying to get to that 17-point mark.
Hersey has 14 in this 4th quarter. Kevin Johnson posted against Bogues. Double team. The ball thrown away. Charlotte ball.
Clock and don't score here, then they give Phoenix the ball with a chance to win the game.
Larry Johnson isolated on Charles Barkley. Looking for Mourning against Shays. He's posted low. Left hand. No! Barkley. Rebound. Phoenix with 2 full timeouts. Charlotte has 2 fulls and a 20.
See, they get the last shot now to win the game.
Charlotte had their chance. Mourning missed a short left-handed hook.
Now Barkley likes to get to the middle of the floor and shoot a jump shot.
Like there. And bury it. 5.3 to go. 108, 105. Why do the Suns pay Charles Barkley as much as they do? 29 points, particularly when they're playing them 7 times in the series. 5.3 to go. Charlotte down 3. Hawkins. No. Marley rebound. It's over. The Suns, on a Charles Barkley triple, break the 105 tie and win 108 to 105. Barkley hit the triple with 5.3 seconds left in the game. Games, and the great ones do it so many times. Charles, I was talking to you about Michael Jordan before the ball game, and it reminds me of this. You are the.
You tell him.
Sounds
You mean
like
to change the
confident
scenery,
talking.
right? So,
Hey, we got confidence in our team, and I hope the Bulls get there. It'll be a great if he comes back. And if they can get through the Eastern Conference, we like our chance in the West. That'd be great. That was the highest rated final ever. It'd be good to do it again.
Charles, did you get dazed on that shot from Alonzo Mourning? It looked like you were getting ready to go down.
I thought you had a cut, but apparently not.
First of all, I don't want them to hurt this masterpiece known as my face. That was the only thing I was really concerned about. I was dazed for a little bit. That just goes to show you why I play basketball and don't box.
It's hard to tell when you're dazed, though. You know
Now,
what I'm
Charles,
saying?
I said something. See if this will conjure up some memories. Game 6, San Antonio Spurs. This is David Robinson instead of Alonzo Mourning. Didn't you do this same thing and you pull up and you need a jump shot to eliminate the Spurs? Is that right?
Yeah, I closed down Hemisphere Arena. That was just
And when they put him on him, you take him outside because you have that jump shot.
Well, I missed my first couple, but they were good shots. They were on line. They were just a little short or a little long. And that's all I concern myself with. If they're not going left or right, it builds my confidence even if I miss them. So I had great confidence in my jumper all night, even though I missed 2 in a row that I should have made, but they were on line, so that's all I'm concerned with.